Hello, I'm Dana Searles, and each week I'll be recapping some notable bills and actions happening at the Iowa legislature as legislation makes its way to becoming law. Lawmakers wrapped up week 6 of the 2025 session, and this week we're touching on topics ranging from education, healthcare, and immigration policies. Let's start with education. Multiple education-related bills advanced through the State House, but first, a bill that passed out of committee and subcommittee expands on Iowa's 2023 law that removes books depicting sex acts from schools. The new bill would take away an exemption in Iowa's obscenity law, which protects libraries and educational institutions. Now, Iowa code says obscene means any material depicting or describing sexual content, meaning current law protects those libraries and education institutions from having obscene material available. The bill would reverse code, removing the protection. This bill is now eligible for debate on the House floor. Other education bills eligible for debate: a bill that would require students to pass the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services Naturalization Civics Test in order to graduate high school, and Governor Reynolds' bill banning electronic devices during instructional hours in school. But one bill that passed out of the Senate in debate would add curriculum relating to pregnancy and fetal development into health classes for students grades 4 through 12. Now, this curriculum includes instruction related to human development inside the womb, an ultrasound video showing the presence of the brain, heart, and other vital organs in early development, and a rendering showing cell growth throughout every stage of pregnancy. Now, Democrats say this shows political bias in the classroom, while Republicans argued the education would be based on facts.
Curriculum dictated at the state level will marginalize diverse perspectives and cultural histories that are essential to our communities. When educators develop curriculum, it tends to lead to more innovative approaches and better engaged students because they're using best practices and local needs. State-mandated curricula are often influenced by political agendas, which can result in the inclusion or exclusion of content based on ideological priorities rather than educational values. I believe this bill does just that.
And this bill isn't as novel as critics allege. It's really just building on our longstanding human growth and development curriculum, but it's making the point and trying to clarify that human growth and development doesn't begin with birth. It actually begins before that. And so I see this as a reasonable bill. I see this bill as something that gets at a fundamental question: what is a human? And as Senator Lons pointed out, I think this bill encourages respect for human life and an understanding of when it begins and why it matters.
Originally, the bill would require grades 1 through 12 to take this curriculum. An amendment proposed during debate changed it to grades 4 through 12. One Democrat joined Republicans in voting to advance this bill. Next, a bill that drew a strong crowd at the State House is one that would ban minors from drag shows. It would also make it a felony if someone knowingly brings a minor to a drag show. Now, the bill defines drag show as a performance where the main aspect is a performer who shows a gender identity different than their gender assigned at birth, using clothing, makeup, and accessories, and the performer sings, lip syncs, dances, or reads for entertainment. Now, the subcommittee hearing drew a large crowd to the Capitol, and currently there is a long list of lobbyist declarations both for and against. The subcommittee recommended passage. And a priority Governor Kim Reynolds laid out in her condition of the state is also advancing through the legislature. Reynolds unveiled her plan to improve rural health services and grow the healthcare workforce. In the bill, a proposed funding model would create a hub and spoke model across Iowa's rural healthcare systems. It relies on partnerships between regional healthcare systems, and the goal is to ultimately give primary care locally and offer hubs for special services to counties around it. It would also combine current state-funded student loan repayment programs into one agency while doubling the current state investment to $10 million. Finally, it asks the Department of Health and Human Services to work on getting $150 million in federal funding to create an estimated 115 new residency slots in teaching hospitals in Iowa. This bill was recommended passage out of a House subcommittee. Then at the end of the week, in a packed and heated subcommittee meeting, lawmakers advanced a bill that would make U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, duties required by local law enforcement. The bill has 3 different things that could be required. First, it allows local law enforcement to partner with ICE on operations. It allows ICE to train state and local law enforcement to serve administrative warrants on people living in the country illegally in their local jail. And it gives agencies the power to partner and deport undocumented immigrants with criminal charges who are arrested by those state or local officials. Now, those against the bill say it hurts trust between immigrant communities and police, but those for say this is important to keep communities safe.
Is it okay for our state to have human, drug, and sex trafficking because of what happened under the Biden administration?
This legislation is of a critical importance to ensure that the rule of law is restored and our communities are made safe.
All of Iowa depends on immigrants. Immigrants are our neighbors. They are our friends. They are our loved ones. We go to church with them, and your attempts to demonize them, folks know what they are.
The bill passed out of subcommittee along party lines. And as a reminder, the process of a bill becoming law takes several steps. Bills are first introduced in a subcommittee where the public is able to give their input. If passed, then it goes to a full committee where lawmakers discuss and vote. From there, it is eligible for debate on the chamber floor, and if it passes out of both chambers following debate, it heads to the governor's desk to be signed into law. And Local 5 is closely following all movement at the Statehouse. You can always stay up to date on weareiowa.com.